Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called The Princess and the Fog and it's by Megan33. And here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means fill the entire grid with the digits 1 through 9 without repeats in any row, column, or box. We also have the grid is partially covered with fog. Correctly placed digits will clear the fog around that cell. No guessing is required. So this is typical, or this is, I guess it's typical, fog of war puzzle, where basically if you place a digit correctly, say in this square, it would clear the fog in this square and in the surrounding 8 cells around it. And you do not have to guess because you should be able to logic out everything correctly without guessing. We also have digits in a cage do not repeat and sum to the clue in the top left. So these digits cannot repeat and they add up to 11. So as an example, you could have something like 1, 2, and 8 because those 3 digits add up to 11 here. And finally, we have a black dot between cells indicates cell values with a 2-to-1 ratio. A white dot between cells indicates cells with consecutive values. Not all dots are given, and these are called Kropke dots. So if this were, say, a 2, this would have to be a 1 or a 4 to maintain the 1-to-2 ratio between them. If this were, say, a 5, this would have to be a 4 or a 6 to make sure that these digits are consecutive. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay, first things first, I see 3 cells, separated by 2 Kropke pairs. That means one cell is in a 1-to-2 ratio with 2 other digits. The only 2 digits that could possibly be in a 1-to-2 ratio with 2 other normal Sudoku digits would be 2 or 4. And if this is 2, this would have to be 1 and 4 in the surrounding areas. And if this is a 4, this would have to be 2 and 8 in the surrounding cells. So either way, you're always going to have a 2 and a 4 in these 3 cells. Therefore, you cannot have a 2 or a 4 in the remaining box. And this 3-cell cage that adds up to 11, therefore, cannot have a 2 or 4. Well, what combinations are left then? We can't have 1, 2, 8. We could have 1, 3, 7. You cannot have 1, 4, 6. You can't have 2, 3, 6, and you can't have 2, 4, 5. So the only combination here has to be 1, 3, and 7. The 1 can only be next to 2, but we know, again, the 2 in this box has to be one of these 3 cells. The 3 can be next to 2 or 4, but again, we know the 2 and 4 both have to be in one of these 3 cells. So therefore, this 1 means you cannot, since we have a 1, 3, 7 triplet in this cage, in the box, you also cannot have 1, 3, and 7. So this can no longer be 1, which means this must be a 2, 8 pair surrounding a 4. So this is 2 and 8, 2 and 8. This must be a 4. This can't be 1, 3, because again, 2 and 4 are eliminated. So this must be a 7. And it cannot be next to an 8 because of the 2, 8 pair in the box. So this must be a 9, which means this can't be 7. The remaining digits here are 5 and 6, but we don't know what the order is. We have 3 cells which add up to 8, and therefore it must be 1, 2, 5, 1, or 1, 3, 4 here. So this is 125 or 134 with a 1 required to be here. This is consecutive with that digit, so it's 1 through 6, because those are the only digits consecutive with 1 through 5, but it can't be 1 or 3 here because of the 1-3 pair in the row. So 2 can no longer be here because 2 can only be consecutive with 1 or 3. Also, this can't be 5 because 5 can never be next to a black Kropki dot in normal Sudoku. 5 is double of 2.5, which is not a digit. And if you double 5, you get 10, which is also not a digit. So this can't be 5 either. So since this can't be 1, 3, or 5, this cannot be 2 or 4 here, right? Because next to an even digit, you always have to have an odd digit. This digit, if this is 2, this could be 1 or 4 here. But if this is 2 and this is 1, the 1's consecutive with only 2. So this can never be 1, actually. So if this is 2, this has to be 4. If this is 4, it has to be 2 or 8. If this is 6, it could be 3 here. So that works for those digits, right? So this is 2. Again, if this is 2, this has to be a 4 because it can't be 1 because then that would have to be consecutive with 2. If this is 4, it could be either 2 or 8, and that's fine. And if it's 6, it would have to be with 3 in a 1-to-2 ratio. So what's consecutive with 2, 3, 4, and 8? It would have to be 1 through 5 and 7 or 9. But 2 and 4 are not allowed to be in this row because of the 2, 4, 8 triplet, which means this is an odd digit, so this must be an even digit, so it cannot be 3, which means this cannot be 6 because 6 can only be in a 1-to-2 ratio with 3. So one of these has to be a 4, but we're not sure which. This is in a 1-to-2 ratio. It cannot be 4, so there's no 2, 4, or 4, 8. So it could be 1, 2, or 3, 6. Well, either way, this is either, one of these digits is either 1 or 3, and this is 1 or 3. That eliminates 1 and 3 in the rest of the column. So this cannot be 1 or 3 here, which means that can't be 1. Let's see, what else do we have? This cannot be 4 here. It could be 1, 2 here. That's fine. It could be 2, 4 as long as this is the 4. It could be 4, 8, again, as long as this is the 4. So this could be 4, 8, or it's 3, 6 here. Okay. What does that mean? I'm not sure. Okay, if this is 1, 3, and 4, this can never be 1 or 3. Oh, this can't even be 4. Well, there you go. Can't be 4, can't be 1 or 3 because this is 1 or 3 and one of these two digits is 1 or 3. So this must be 1, 2, and 5 adding up to 8. So this is 1, 2, and 5. This can't be 2. This is 1 or 5. And one of these is a 2. But that doesn't help us much. We have a 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 quintuplet in column 5, which eliminates 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 in the rest of the column. That leaves the remaining digits as 7, 8, and 9. So this is 7, 8, or 9, and this is 7, 8, or 9. But that's not that helpful right now. We have the beginnings of a cage here. That's not that helpful. Huh. Oh, wait. This is not 9. This is 6. Oh, that's the reason. Probably you were yelling at me, like, where did you get a 9 here from? Apologies for that. This is a 6, which makes this a 5-9 pair. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, sorry. My brain farted there. I don't know why I got 9 there. Well, fortunately, that didn't affect anything very much there. That does give us more information, which means this is consecutive. So this can never be a 1. The 4 can never be here. So if this were 3, can this ever be 2 is kind of the question, right? If this is 2, this is 4, 5. It cannot be 2, 3, and 4. So this can never be 2. So it's either 1, 2, then this becomes, it cannot be 4, because then that would be make it back down to 3 and 2, which would have 2 as a repeat here. So this can never be 3. If this is 1, because the only way you get to 4 here is if this is 1, 2, 4. That's the reasoning. So this can never be 1, 2, or 3, because that's not consecutive with 5, 7, or 9. This has to be 6 or 8, which makes this a 3 or 4 here. Yeah, apologies for that 9. I don't know what... My brain just wasn't working very well. I just thought... I don't know. I thought 8, and then basically concluded the 9 had to be there. Anyways, but the logic that eliminated these digits here was the same, right? You still had a 5, 6, and 9 triplet here. So that's okay. 4 is one of these. You can't have 8, 9, 8. So this can never be 9. Actually, I think these both have to be go down to 6, right? If this is 1, 2, 4, this can't be 3 because that would force it down to 2. It would have to be 4, 5, and 6. If this is 5, 4, and 8, this would have to be going down to 7 because it can't go up to 9, and then down to 6. So this is 6 either way. So this is 6, which makes this a 3. This can't be a 3, 6 pair. Therefore, it's a 1, 2 pair here, which means this can't be 1. This has to be 3, which makes that a 1. This can't be 2 because of the 1, 2 pair in the column. So this is 5, which makes this 9. Okay, so this is not 7, 8, 9. It's 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Apologies for that. This can't be 5 because of this 5. So this is 1, which makes that a 2. This 1 can only be consecutive with 2. So this is 2, this is 4. This has to be 5 then, being consecutive with 4 and 6. These 3 digits add up to 9, and it can only be 3 because you can't have 4 unique digits adding up to 9 because the minimum you have is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, what can this digit be? It can only be 1 through 6, but we can't have a 5, a 4, or a 2. And this can't be 2 because of this 2, so this is an 8, which makes that a 2. This has to be 1, 3, or 6. If this is 6, that would force these 2 digits to be 1 or 2. So that's not allowed. So this cannot be 6. The remaining combinations here then are 1, 3, 5 and 2, 3, 4. Well, this can't be 1, 3, or 5, or 2, so this must be 4 then. So this is 4, which means this has to be 3 and 2 with it to add up to 9. This can't be 2, so that's a 1, which makes that a 2. These digits are consecutive. The digits that are possible, okay, so it cannot ever have a 1 in this set because 1 is only consecutive with 2 out of the normal Sudoku digits. You need, okay, so this can't be 1, can't be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This has to be 7 or 8 here. If this is 7, this could be 8 and 9. If this is 8, it has to be 7 and 6. But this can never be 7. This could also be 7, 6, and 5, but that doesn't work because of that 5. So this cannot be 7. This then has to be 8. This is forced to be 7, which forces this to be 9. We have 3 unique digits which add up to 19 without a 9 in them. Therefore, maximum would be 6, 7, 8, which is 21. So it could be 4, 7, 8, or it's 5, 6, 8, adding up to 19 without a 9. So 7 and 8 cannot be here. So we know that 8 is one of these. So because it's 4, 7, 8, or it's 5, 6, 8, adding up to 19. So if it's 4, 7, 8, this is 4, and this is a 7, 8 pair. If it's 5, 6, 8, any of these could be 5 or 6, but 8 has to be one of these two digits. The remaining digits in row 7 are 5, 7, 8, 9. But we know this can't be 8, so this cannot be a 9 here. So this is 5 or 7, which means it's next to 4, 6, or 8, but 8 is ruled out because of 8 here. This is 4 or 6. The remaining digits in column 3 are 3, 7, 8, 9. So this is 3, 7, 8, 9, which forces this to be 3, 9, 4, or 5. Okay. Remaining digits in column 7 are 1, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Remaining digits in column 4 are 1, 4, 5, 9. But these can't be 1 or 4, so this is 5 and 9, which means we have a 5, 9, 5, 9 pair in column 4, which eliminates 5 and 9 in the rest of the column. So this can't be 5 or 9. This is 1 or 4. What else do we have? The remaining digits in row 4 are 4, 5, 6, and 9. But this cannot be 4, 5 here. That forces this to be 6 and 9, which leaves where are the 4 and 5? It have to be here. The remaining digits in row 5 are 1, 2, 3, and 8. This cannot be 3, 8 here, so this is 1, 2, which forces this to be 3 and 8. And the remaining digits in row 6 are 1, 6, 7, 9. Well, 6 and 9 cannot be here because of the 6, 9 pair in the box, so this must be 1 and 7. This can't be 1 and 7. It has to be 6 and 9 here. Okay. This cannot be 4 and 5 because if it's 4 and 5, that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell there. So this has to be 6 no matter what, because it can't be 6 and 4 and 3. This is 6, which means these can't be 6. These can't be 6. We have a 5, 7, 8 triplet in column 8, which eliminates 5, 7, and 8 in the rest of the column. This can't be 5, which makes that a 4, which makes that a 5. This can't be 6 because of that 6, so that's a 9, which makes that a 6. We have 1, 2, and 3 remaining in the column. So this is 1, 2, or 3. This is 1, 2, or 3. But this can't be 2 because of this 2. We know this 16 cage must contain a 3 because there's no other place for the 3 to be in this box. So this has to be 3 with 2 other digits. Well, the 2 other digits must add up to 16 minus 3, which is 13, and 1 can never be one of those. So this must be a 3 here, which means this can't be 3. This can't be 3. This has 2 unique digits adding up to 13. It could be 4, 9. It could be 5, 8. But it cannot be 6, 7 because this has to be 6. It can't be 5, 8 either, actually. So it's 4, 9. So this is 4 and 9, which means it can't be 5 because of that 5. This can't be 5. This can't be 9 anymore. These can't be 4. So now we have a 1, 5, 1, 5 pair in this box, which eliminates 1 and 5 from the rest of the box and 1 and 5 from the rest of the column. So this can't be 5. This can't be 1 or 5. This can't be 5. This must be 7, which makes this an 8. These can't be 7 or 8. So 5 and 9 are here, which eliminates 3 and 9 from being a possibility for this cage, and 5 and 7 from being a possibility in this cage, which forces this to be 4 and 8. This 8 and this 9 having to be here eliminates 8 and 9 here, so this must be 7. These can't be 7 or 8. It's a 3, 9 pair here. This can no longer be 7. So this is 5, 6, and 8 adding up to 19. So this is a 6. This is a 4. This can't be 5 because of this 5. So this must be 8, which makes that a 5. This can't be 6 here because of this 6. This can't be 4. So this must be 1, which makes that a 4. This 1 means this can't be 1, so this is a 2, which makes that a 1, which makes that a 2. This cannot be 3, because if it's 3, it's consecutive only with 2 and 4, and those are both taken in the row. So this must be 9, which makes this an 8. That makes this a 3. The remaining digits here are 1, 2, and 3, and this cannot be 3 here, so this must be 3. These are 1 and 2. And this 1, 2 pair eliminates 1 and 2 in the rest of the row, so this can't be 1. This is a 5, which makes that a 1. This 5 means this can't be 5, so this is 9, which makes that a 5. This 4 means this can't be 4, so that's a 9, which makes that a 4. This cannot be 7, and this is 6 or 8, 6 and 8. The remaining digit here is a 7. Okay. This 3 means this can't be a 3, so that's an 8, which makes that a 3. This looks like this cage continues all the way here. So whatever this digit is has to be the same as that digit. And that digit cannot be a 1. So this digit can't be a 1 then. So this must be a 7, which makes that a 1, which makes this 2, which makes that a 1. The remaining digits here are 1, 3, and 7. And this can't be 1, and this can't be 1. Where is the 1 in column 9? It has to be here. So this is 1. This has to be a 7 because of that 7. Remaining digits in... Okay. Where is the 2 in row 2? Cannot be here because they're filled out. Can't be here because of the 2 in the box. Can't be here. Can't be here because of this 2. So this must be a 2 here. Oops. Maybe I messed that up. Okay, hold up. Let's not make those assumptions then. Okay. Let's continue with what we had. So this is 8 and 3. This can't be 8 because of this 8. Let's just count the number of what are the digits left in row 1. We have 3, 5, 6, and 7. This can't be 5 or 6, so this is 3 and 7. 3, 5, 6, or 7, but this can't be 5, so this has to be a 5. which means this can't be 5. This is a 9, which makes that a 5. This 9 means this can't be 9, so this is 6, which makes that a 9. Oh, this digit doesn't have to be here. That's okay. Apologies for that. I jumped the gun there. I just, for some reason, thought this digit had to be here, but it doesn't. It has to be here, actually. My bad. Yeah, that was not a good error to make. This digit has to be here. And the reason why we know that is these 8 digits are all the same. In this cage, there are 9 digits and there cannot be repeats. So on this cage, where is this digit going to be in column 1? It can only be here because it can't be in the rest of this cage because there are no repeats in the cage. So it must be here. So therefore, this is a 1 because this can only be 1 here. So this is 1, this is 7. This is then 2. Where is the 2 in row 2? It has to be here. Apologies for that. Therefore, that leaves us as a 4. This can't be 7 here. This still has to be a 1. This is a 3-7 pair here. The remaining digits in column 2 are 6 and 7. This can't be 6 because of that 6, so this must be a 7, which makes that a 6. This 7 makes that an 8, which makes this a 6, which makes that an 8. This 6 makes that a 7, which makes that a 3, which makes that a 7. That's 3 in the corner. We celebrate because we know we're getting close to solving it. This can't be a 3, so that's a 6, and the remaining digits are 3 and 9, which makes that a 9, and that a 3. Apologies for that. Yeah, that was just a big brain fart. I'm not sure why I was thinking that this cage would go here, and therefore these two would be the same digit. I don't know why I thought that. Anyways, hopefully, you don't run into those problems when you're solving your Sudokus. And I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.